Let's catch up with Isle of Man golf professional Tom Gandy. And Tom, we've got to ask the obvious question. One shot. I mean, it must be a bit galling and disappointing initially.
It wasn't. Mission accomplished really in terms of what goal I'd set myself at the start of the year. But to have the carrot dangled in front of you, it would have been great. But it's fine. We've still got some status on the European tour, so I should still get to play some events next year, which is going to be great experience, going to be great fun.
And the final three ball you were with, I think you had one from the Euro Pro Tour, which you were well aware of and had seen all through the season. But Bradley Dredge as well, he was fighting to retain his card, really, wasn't he? So that shows you the standard that you're playing with.
There were some really big names there, Bradley Dredge is a bit of a household name. He's coming towards. I mean, I was speaking to him. He's quite happy to sort of play a bit part season because he, got family and stuff. So, but quality player, really. You could see, and I learnt a lot from playing with guys like that. Really, even
it's a much higher standard than you've been playing with for the rest of the season, wasn't it?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's what made it so difficult to kind of know what we needed to do on the final day, because I wasn't aware of that standard necessarily. I hadn't played in it, so the weather was a bit better on the final day. But usually people are a bit nervous, stuff like that. Scoring doesn't get too far away, but I still shot 2 under, and I was in before we started play, and 2 under wasn't good enough. So it shows you got to be on it really. But it was great, great experience, great fun. So looking forward to next year.
And it's not all doom and gloom, as you rightly say, because at the start of the season, you're in the third tier, as it were. You're now in the second tier on the back of your result in Spain. Yeah. So you've moved up to the Challenge Tour, which would have been your goal at the start of the season.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I discussed with Isle of Man Sport, with Chris Quine, goals and stuff like that. And my coach, Charlie Simpson, down at Castletown, and that's the obvious sort of stepping stone.
So that'll be a higher quality of golfer again.
Yeah, again, yeah. I was fortunate to play one Challenge Tour event this year, so I got a feel for the standard there and what was going on. But it's amazing, really. A lot of the guys there are guys I might have played with when I was an amateur playing for England, stuff like that, or guys that have been promoted from Europro as well. So really what I did realise was that your good golf's very much good enough.
It shows how cutthroat it is, though, doesn't it, to get to that European Tour level, because there are so many good players out there now.
Well, that's it, and to get to the Challenge Tour as well, same thing. It's tough going. There's so many good players, but I feel like I'm one of them, which is good, and I took a lot of belief from it really, because if I'm totally honest, I didn't play great this week. I was sort of like BC game, I wasn't great, wasn't at my best, but we kind of just battled on and had a bit of fun with my caddy Jay, and we got through it. But if you like to think that if we turn up on and we're firing, then hopefully we'll be able to compete at the top.
I know it's the day after, as it were, so are you looking forward? Is that the attitude? I've got to look forward at the Challenge Tour now rather than looking back and having regrets?
No, I have no regrets. Yeah. I mean, there was a bit of video. I don't know whether it'll get published or anything, but me put on 18 was a sort of 30-40 foot for eagle, and it sat 6 inches short in the middle, and you kind of think, but there's loads of shots that could have been.
You've done it the day before, hadn't you?
Yeah, exactly. Eagle. Yeah. I mean, I knew I'd have needed that, but I gave it a go. That's all I could do, really. I'm excited for next year, but for now, I'm just excited to chill out. And I've been away a month, see my girlfriend, see my family, and have a really.
You haven't hung around, have you?
No.
Straight back home as quickly as possible.
Yeah. I mean, like as I was saying just before, I was supposed to come home after the second stage because that would have been 2 and a bit weeks out there, but that got delayed, and
it was a weather delay, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was windy, just like today, really. But so that got set back, which my travel plans went out the window. So it just meant the trip was an even longer one, even more golf. But that's what I'm trying to do. So I'm happy enough doing it.
So the winter, it's a bit of a rest, is it, for you for a little bit? There's tough. The Winter League at Rowning.
Well, there's that, yeah.
Defending champion.
Defending champs, yeah. We'll see, really. It's hard to know when my season will start next year. Traditionally, I've worked at Friends Provident last winter, and I was there were plans to do the same. I might well do the same. I don't really know what's going on yet. Kind of got to let the dust settle and see what the schedule will look like for 2020 and kind of go from there. But for now, yeah, I've got a couple of weeks where we're just going to put the clubs away and have a bit of a break, really, which is good.
So he'll have to struggle away on his own in the Winter League still with reserve players, yeah?
Yeah, Josh, yeah, I don't think he's been too happy with me, but he'll be all right.
He'll understand.
Yeah.
How nice was it that Rowney turned up at the airport this morning for you?
I wish I had some notice.
Rowney live TV it was.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, Jed's so enthusiastic, isn't he? It's great for the club, as you know. He's helped the club come on a long way, and the social media stuff's great. And it was great to see a few familiar faces. I didn't know what. I just thought we've done a good job here. Great, another tick in the box. We've moved up a level. But I didn't realise the reach that would have. Everybody seems to have messaged, and they've been hitting refresh, and it's good. It's great. It's great for myself, but great for golf, hopefully, as well.
There's people with repetitive strain injuries of the finger because they've been hammering the keyboard to see how you're doing for 6 rounds.
Which is great. It's so good to know. I mean, that's where I'm so fortunate, coming from a small island, a small community, so many supporters. It really is brilliant.
Were you aware of how much this particular tournament had really captured everybody's imagination on the island?
In a way, I mean, I've had a lot of messages, and I haven't got back to everybody yet, and I will do. But I had an idea that people were interested, but I didn't realise to that scale, really. It's been great. That amount of support's brilliant, and it shows what the Isle of Man's like, really, with sport. We've seen it. You see it in all sports. It's great, really.
So for next season, then it's go again, yeah?
Yeah.
You must be really proud that since halfway through this season, you've been on an incredible, consistent run of high finishes and success.
Yeah. Since sort of July time, really. Yeah. It's hard to say. I've always thought without being big, I've always thought I'm capable of it. It's coming. It's a case of when, and I still haven't. I didn't win in that time, so there's still I want to do that. There's plenty, and obviously we're moving up a level, so it's going to be harder to do, but again, I think my golf can go up another level, so hopefully, fingers crossed, we can keep that going. But it happens, doesn't it? You go through tough times, and we come out the other end, and a prolonged period of good stuff, which is, puts a smile on your face, doesn't it?
But this was good stuff at the highest level you probably played at.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you were one short.
Yeah, so one short, yeah. But
shows you can do it.
Yeah, 100%, yeah. Which is why I'm looking forward so much to next year, because, why not? And despite being one short, I still will get, or should get, some starts on the European Tour. So there will be some opportunities there, and, that's the stuff I've watched on TV every week since I was a kid. So how cool is that going to be a part of it? I can't wait, really.
Best of luck with next year, and well done for this year.
No, thank you.
Welcome home.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Nice one.